Here you are.
Hi, Mama.
I've done that before
don't know
too.
what
You're not alone. I've done that before. Yeah, it was so fun. I'm like, oh my God. I was like dancing here with
You
Amanda.
are never alone. I'm so sorry.
Oh my God.
I think
I was
when
like,
I went West Coast back to East Coast, my calendar didn't I don't know. I've had a few things that have been messed up.
no, you know what it is, I think, because my clubhouse was always at 9. It was never at 8:30. And I always got confused, So it was so funny. It was one time Amanda Brewer was here and I was being stupid, dancing, and we're laughing. We're like literally crying, laughing. And then I get a phone call and I'm like, hi, what's up? And she's like, you're late to your live. And I'm like, oh my God.
I'm sitting here like washing dishes,
I know.
Your text message, I'm thinking it's going to say like, I can't wait to see you tonight. Where the hell are you? How the hell? It was very nice. I was like,
it was very nice.
I feel like soap on my hands. Hold on, let me just clean my hands.
Oh, that's
literally.
But I'm so sorry.
No, fucking now.
You could go back. You could go back.
Go back. Steve's gonna do the dishes.
There you go. That's what they're good for, man.
He said he can't hear anything I'm saying. There's airplanes overhead.
That's funny. So,
well, hello, everybody.
I want you to, I know a lot of people in here, I'm sure, know you, but why don't you tell us who you are?
I am Carla. Carla Ricciardone, all right? I own and operate Sculpted Studios. We have locations in New York and Miami. And I am also a master trainer for Beauty Angels for removal. And I love it.
It's so funny. Somebody was just talking about the removal here.
Removal is amazing. Like, don't even talk. Don't even think about it.
So funny.
I started my career in removal, and I've never seen anything like it, ever. The results are, they're dumb. They're like dumbfounding. Like, my clients come in, and I'm like, they're like, other removals, I was like, all right, it budged. Okay, we'll again.
Here, BrowQuest. Her name is BrowQuest. It's so gentle and lifted so much pigment on my last few clients.
Yeah.
It's like, I have to say that I love the removal.
It's
when I was waiting for you.
And nobody has any adverse reactions or effects from it. I don't have to worry about trusting my clients with the crazy regimens of aftercare.
Right.
I mean, even like my mother, who's probably on here, she stalks me on Instagram like crazy. Hi, Mom, if you're here. I can't trust her with aftercare at all. Like they always say shoemaker's kids. Well, shoemaker's mom.
Where does your mom live? Does she live
in New York?
She lives in New York. Okay.
Yeah, she's 20 minutes away from me in New York. And but she's terrible. Like I'll be like, Mom, like why are you in the shower with like fresh brows or like lip blush or she's terrible. But removal, I don't even have to worry about her. She's who I test all of my crazy adventures on.
I remember. So Carla, how did you get started in the permanent makeup industry?
Okay, so my daughter, for those of you who do know me or may not know me, was born at 20.
Your little you.
Me. My little me, my small mini. If you follow me on Instagram, she makes an appearance. She is hilarious, but she was born at 23 weeks. She was born at under a pound. And I spent almost 5 months in the hospital with her, NICU bedside, and watching her kind of grow in this plastic container. And I was just like, what am I going to do with myself? And it's a teaching hospital, so there's also a lot of clergy and all types of religions like rotating through the hospital. And a rabbi had said to me, besides the fact that he was like, what blows my mind, all this equipment is doing what your body would have done naturally. He's like, you need to like take up something that's repetitive, that'll help you meditate and like release the tension and relax. He's like, how about knitting? And I'm like, knitting?
Oh God, you're not.
I mean, no offense by that whatsoever. I'm not that coordinated. Don't give me pointy sticks. Meanwhile, I use needles. And somebody had suggested that I start to learn maybe microblading. And I was
But what did you do? Like, did you work, or you stopped working because you were her?
I was a yoga teacher before yoga was mainstream. And
what kind of yoga?
Jiva Mukti is the name of the yoga style that I practice, and it's a kind of a blend between Ashtanga and Iyengar and Kundalini. And I did that for many years. Before that, I worked for a drilling company. Before that, I worked for casinos and interior design.
I totally see you as a yoga guru, though.
No, nobody saw it coming. I went to a yoga class to spite my mother, actually. I
can totally see you as a yogi.
I didn't. Yeah, no, I was very in my 20s and early 30s. I was very high strung. Let's put it that way.
You yoga still are. Just
I am. It's true. You know me too well. Yoga really taught me to like breathe and relax and be part of myself. But my mom dragged me to a class. She didn't want me sitting around all day doing nothing. It was 2008. The economy collapsed. We were all jobless and not knowing what to do with like mortgages and cars. And, you know, I was 28, making north of pretty high salary, north of 6 figures. And I all of a sudden had nothing and no job and no prospects and nothing. I mean, I literally had to move home with my mother. It was the worst. And
Mom, not the worst.
No, but you know, it's kind of like an embarrassing thing to have to like go home with my child. She hearts me all the time about this, and she drags me to this yoga class. And here's all of these women, north of 60, you know, just graceful and the whole night. I was like an elephant in a china shop. I was knocking people over. I was a total mess. So I go home and I Google what is yoga. It's literally how basic that was. And there was a yoga teacher training that weekend. And I was like, screw it. I want to learn. So I'm going to go learn how to teach. I'll learn from like trying to become a trainer. And that's exactly what I did. I moved to an ashram for 30 days. And then I moved to the teacher's ashram for another 6 months. And just kind of disappeared off the face of the earth. But I got
then you transitioned into permanent makeup from that.
Yeah, I couldn't stand on my hands anymore or teach classes. I was a stomach full of stitches. They had to cut me all sorts of ways to get her out. And somebody has suggested microblading as a repetitive practice. And I was like, okay. So I signed up for a free browse class online.
Who was that? Did she do it?
No, I did it.
Oh, she was just suggesting to you.
Yeah, the person suggesting it was a nurse. She was
okay.
She was just a nurse. She's like, you know, I'm taking this thing called microblading, and it's really repetitive, and they give you latex. And I was like,
oh, so she was taking it.
Yeah,
she was doing it.
Yeah, she was taking a fee browse class, and I signed up for the same class, and I just got the kit with the latex, and I sat in front of the NICU thing all day doing hair stroke patterns all day. that's how I got started.
Oh wow. But how did you become the lip guru?
So I hated lips more than anything in the world. I struggled very hard. I tried to learn online, which I found out the hard way that was a little difficult to learn from scratch to work on lips. For me, was a little difficult to learn from scratch online, and I really struggled very badly with them. And a friend of mine had suggested that, you know, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, kind of a deal. And I was like, okay. And I sought out a trainer in Russia, and I got on a plane, and I spent.
No, you did not go to Russia.
Yeah, I did. I went to Russia, Estonia, Germany, and Lithuania, all in one trip. And I went to different masters and sat in classes. I didn't speak a lick of the word of English, like no English.
How did you understand what they were saying?
I did and I didn't. I have this like weird innate talent to understand what people say in languages I don't speak. I don't know what that's all about, but I don't read body language maybe and energy, but it was more hands-on. So it wasn't so much the theoretical stuff that I was lost in sauce. And back then nobody gave you big manuals. It was like a photo and like some lines for you to write your notes. And I took a lot of photo and a lot of video. And I worked hand in hand with these artists for a while. And I came home and hit the books. I came home and hit the science and the why and the how over and over and over again. And a lot of my friends are Moroccan descent. We grew up together and they all had dark lips. So I was like, well, this is a major no-no in permanent makeup, but why? And can I fix it and how? And that's where we are now. And yeah, it took me almost 5 years to write my curriculum and to really put it in actual context and take it out of just my brain and my hands and give it to my students. But it was a long road. There's a lot of science behind it that we just don't see in other forms of permanent makeup. I like to say this is more paramedical cosmetic tattooing than
right.
Yep. But it's it was a long, fun, strange road, and I never in a million years thought that I thought this was going to be a hobby, and I just didn't want to hurt my friends, like some bad permanent makeup. So I just kept digging deeper into the knowledge and the why and the how so I could really understand what I was doing so I didn't deliver bad things. And all of a sudden people started noticing me and paying attention, and the next thing I knew, I was like, it was huge and nobody expected it to be. When I told someone I was working on melanin rich lips, they told me I should not only quit.
Yeah,
I was out of my
I remember that. It was like the big no-no, and then it started. I tell you why, because it was, people work deep. Yeah. That's why it like traumatized more, and it would turn literally black.
Oh yeah. And yeah. Better than anybody. And the pigments are different. The needles we use are different. The tools we use are different. We are now requiring our artists education-wise to learn more about what they're doing. Not just, this is what I do, copy me, and then go attack somebody's face. We're for more levels of responsibility. Our fundamentals classes are starting to see more and more people requiring 100-hour fundamentals, and more insurance companies requiring those kinds of standards. The industry is policing itself.
Yeah. So let's talk about our topic today.
Absolutely.
So have you been criticized for pricing? Like, how did you start in the industry with your pricing? Like, did you do it free? Did you do it like with a lower price?
Lots of free. I did probably 100+ people for free.
Nothing, free.
Free. Absolutely free. The exchange was trust and photographs.
Learning also, and building portfolio.
For marketing, that's priceless. I mean, how much do you pay to promote an ad on Google, or not Google, on Insta Google Tweetagram?
Right.
It's hundreds of dollars. And so here I am getting free marketing, free word of mouth, reviews, photos, and I don't have to pay for any of that. That it's a mutually beneficial relationship at that point. And I experience and the practice that I truly need. Mm-hmm. So I did at least 100 people for free. I think my first year in business, I think I just broke even with what I spent on my education. And it was a lot. I didn't just spend $399.
You went to like freaking Russia and Estonia and
that first year, I think I spent a little over, I calculated it out at one point. My permanent makeup education has cost me more than my master's degree.
But you know what? Education shouldn't end, because it makes you grow bigger. It makes you, who you are.
Love education. And I barely broke even. maybe I didn't even. I think I was like $600 negative. But it was worth it. My second year in business, I did really well. And, for me, I had a very small studio space in my home in New York, maybe 200 square feet at best, just fit a bed and a little cabinet. And I think I did 6 figures that year, just under.
Wow.
90 something. But I also lived in an area that's very rural. And I was priced very, very modestly, very fairly. I think I charged at that time, $350 for brows, and that included the touch up. And we're going back almost, a little over just 6 years now. So we're going back a ways. And that's about what asking price was, unless you were somebody super. Yes, and like there was a girl in New York charging $1,500 for microblading.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. And I wasn't near that skill level, not even close. I was still learning. I was still understanding. Like I didn't know how to answer questions like I didn't know there were other kinds of pigment out there other than what came with my kit, or like I didn't understand needles and tools. Like there was no way I was charging $600-700 for a set of brows at that point. And then things got bigger and I got better and better. And I started incorporating other services. And like a lot of artists, I incorporated.
So how did you start charging more? That's what I want to know. How did you start charging more?
Demand was one of the things that really pushed me to charge more. So when I realized I was booked 3-4 months out, I raised my prices. When I was booked 4 or 5 months out at those prices, I raised my prices again. Mm-hmm. When I needed to hire a staff and a team, I raised my prices again. So that way I was here and then my team could have tiers, So my new apprentice, who actually is coming in tomorrow, she will start at that 300 range. She's been working with me for a year, and we're finally going to put her out as an artist. She'll start at that 350. Amelia's for those of you who know me,
yes,
is in the middle. She's at that $500-600 range, depending on the service, and I'm up here. So it kind of gives people choices.
So tell me, have you ever had to lower your price? Like due to a client like complaining, or
not due to clients complaining, but there's something that people need to understand, and that's the valuation of your market. We live in a world where there are people who kind of migrate to a certain place for a certain reason. Like we're down here in Miami. Sorry, my phone froze for a second.
Yeah.
And, people come in and out, and yes, there are people who live here, but they're all people who travel. A lot of my clients travel great distances, and I wanted to make myself accessible, but also make it affordable and make it something that still said this is a luxury service and I'm worth my skill. But I don't need to charge $1,500 to do a set of lips. Our profit margins are incredibly profitable. It costs us what? Under $100 to do most of these services. Like there's a difference between
dollars. That's a lot.
Yeah, it's well, you gotta count your overhead. I'm counting everything.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Your lighting, your rent.
Right.
I'm counting everything. In supplies, it's nominal. But it's. I mean, you can do 2 clients at $1,500 a piece, or you can do 22 clients at $700 a piece. There's that range.
What was the increments in price raises? I could say what was mine.
I think I did 200 in my increments. I think I went from 3, 5, 7, 9. I went in 2s.
So I did free. Then I did 150. Then I did 350. then I did 550, then 750. That's what I charge.
Yeah, I charge
But
7.
I don't do lips, so
I charge
this
7.
I'm talking about eyebrows.
Yeah, I mean, I charge 7 for brows. I charge 7 for lips. I think it's a fair price that people can spend, and it's not think.
I agree. It's not
So
disgusting.
hard. They're happy to say, okay, $700. Like, that's what I throw out.
Yeah.
Brow product and lip product in a year, and eyeliner product in a year. You know, it makes
what people I feel like charge more for lips.
They're a lot. I mean, listen, they're a lot harder in some respect technically, but brows are also, there's 2 of them.
Right.
And like, you've got symmetry.
What?
Yeah. But this, I don't have to worry about a symmetrical structure like I have to worry about up here. Like, you get those brow clients who come in like this to start, and you're like, okay, now what? Like, it's a bigger think. And, you know, lips, you're not changing shape for 98% of the time. Now, granted, somebody who comes in with, you know, like cleft lips and things that may be a little bit more
those are really challenging. Yeah.
And difficult, and, you know, more on the paramedical side, there's probably an upcharge there. There's probably an upcharge for color correction, things like that, like with brows. But technically, they're a little bit more challenging, but it's also a newer service. And, you know, people don't really know what it is yet. Like, I still get people who call me and ask me if I microblade lips. Like, oh, do you offer microblading for lips? My phone's gonna die. I gotta plug you in.
Oh,
do you offer microblading for lips? I'm like, yeah, that's not a thing.
How long did it take you to raise your prices
For lips?
for anything?
I think my first year I went from free, which is basically almost my full first year. And then I think I did what you did. I think I actually did do like 150 for a while, like another like 3 months. And then I was booked solid and raised it to 350. I think that was
me. I went up like really fast. I went up really fast because when I started,
there was nobody else.
There was nobody else.
Yeah. Same thing in my hometown. I started offering it, and people never even heard of it. And all of a sudden, it was just this. Now there's 20 artists in a couple block radius here.
Right.
So
now more people know what is permanent makeup. Now more people, you know, when I got my first eyeliner, I was I think 19 or 20. I was like 20. I was 20 years old.
Wow. Yeah, my first brows were done.
That was 27 years ago. So now
I was 18.
That was 27 years ago. 27
Wow.
years ago, I got permanent makeup in San Francisco.
I got eyebrows when I was my 20s, 21, and it was in Italy.
Oh, wow.
And it was done with squalene, which was interesting. It's an oil that we can't have now. It was a whale oil. It was done with squalene and carbon. And they're super duper skinny. They're still kind of there. They're super duper skinny, just like tiny little lines. And yeah, that was my very first experience. But I lost all my brow hair like a long time ago. Like, somebody burned me with wax. Yeah, it's all fake. Somebody burned me with wax, and I lost every bit of it. I had great eyebrows, and somebody just really ruined me, and that was it.
Yeah, that stuff happens. It's horrible. But let me see. I have some questions.
Yeah, of course.
Did you ever feel pressure to change your service prices?
No, I never felt pressured to change my service prices. I think that the demand kind of asked me to. What I do see people do is undercut their neighbors, and I will tell you that does nobody any good. because what ends up happening is now there's Groupon brows for $20 a piece. And I'm exaggerating. And now there's all this bad work out there. And the bad work makes everybody nervous.
When I started teaching, people were saying, oh, maybe I do group. I would literally say, do not do Groupon. Don't bring the industry down. That's gonna bring the industry down.
We put it up every once in a while on Groupon for models for class.
Yeah.
But that's where I stop. But undercutting service and undercutting your price, or not having the skill yet to be working on people at a price, does a lot of damage, because people see bad work and they're afraid to get it done.
Right.
Or people see really low prices and then they just don't even bother to even have a conversation with you, because they just price shop. And then you're going to be stuck in a position where you're not able to raise your prices when the time is right, because the next person below you is going to be doing the same thing.
Right.
So be very mindful about things like that. It's okay to tell people that you're a learning artist. It's okay to tell people that, these are introductory prices for you. Or, you don't have to tell people that you're, currently training, or you're, a model. There's creative language around that. That's still honest.
I actually tell them, they could show their latex. Like, for example.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
By the time they're ready to work on the client, on the model, they are pretty good, actually. I mean, our curriculum is so strict,
so intense,
so detailed that, I tell them, and then you show those clients that, look, this is what, if I could do that on the latex, it's not necessarily that 100% I'm going to be able to do it on the client, but most of the people do pretty good job, even with their first models.
Absolutely. I had no trouble getting people who wanted to help me learn. I know that sounds crazy, but there are
a lot of people feel that way, actually.
A lot of people do.
I want to be.
I don't recommend your first clients being your mom or your best friend. Just in case you do have a goof. But, there's...
I know, that happened to me. Do you know that?
Me too. My bestie.
Happened to you?
We call her Patient X.
Oh my God. I did my nanny, and she's still with me, actually. She's not a nanny anymore because my kids are like freaking men. But when I was learning microblading, and I did her eyebrows, like a powder brows.
Yeah.
I'm doing permanent makeup like 18 years, long time. And she loved it. She loved the shape and everything. She says, oh yeah, you could put some hair strokes on it. So I go, okay. So I did it like on my couch, literally. Because
oh my God, I love it.
And I'm like, I did it for her. And then I'm like thinking, she said she wanted it a little bit thicker, Carla. Oh my God.
Oops. So
my mom in the morning, because she lives with me, her name is Betsy. So my mom goes, Betsy is very upset. She was crying. And I go, why? Oh, she hates her eyebrows. It's so thick. Meanwhile, Betsy walks downstairs and I'm looking, I'm like, Betsy, it looks nice. She goes, I put concealer on it. And I'm like, oops. I'm like, you're not supposed to put any makeup on.
Oh my God. So my bestie.
I had to take her for removal, Carla. And at the time, I didn't know removal.
Right.
And I was like looking for somebody who could do removal. And I found this girl in Naples. And I drove to Naples.
Oh my gosh.
And I paid for her removal.
Yeah.
Because
my best girlfriend still has it. And angel removal is working so well. But she wanted me to correct, she had very bad asymmetry. And she wanted me to correct it. And back then they used to tell you to tattoo right on the skin to correct it.
Oh my God.
She was also my very first removal model. I'm telling you, she's Patient X. And she works with animals. And I told her that I didn't want to remove it because I was afraid with all of the animals and this and that. She's like, no, I'll keep it clean. Don't worry about it. I'll follow the instructions. She got such an infection. It was on her ankle. I did a little tattoo. It was on her ankle. She got such an infection. It was so bad. So messing up is going to happen. So price yourself accordingly. And somebody asked a good question. What do you say to clients that say you're too expensive, Mina? Okay, Mina, I tell clients that it's not a matter of me being expensive or inexpensive. It just may be a matter of me not fitting into your budget. And then I explain to them, or I ask them if they really truly understand what this is and what this skill requires. You know, it's not a $5 wax at your nail salon. So that usually does the trick if I can talk to them and have that kind of conversation and they understand the skill level and the education that it takes in the licensing for me to do what I'm doing. And that usually kind of stops that conversation in its tracks. And I may not fit into someone's budget, and that's okay.
Right.
You know, but don't have a budget of, you know, $5 and expect Barney's brows when you're walking on a Walmart budget. And there's nothing wrong with having those budgets. I just had it happen today. A girl said to me something along the lines of, well, this other artist is a third of your price. And I said, the other artist has been practicing a third of my experience.
And you know how I say also? I say there is, you know, cheaper restaurants and there's expensive restaurants. And not everybody can afford to go to the expensive restaurants. So if you can't afford it, and some people would save their money, right? And make a special visit to that restaurant. I love
exactly.
You know me. But also, same thing with clothing or whatever. Like some people would rather have 10 pairs of shoes, cheaper shoes.
Yeah. Or one really wonderful pair.
Like a really good quality, good leather or a bag or whatever. You know what I mean? Like
people used to shop like that. People used to live that way. I mean, at least we did. You know, we went out to eat once a year on a birthday or a Christmas.
Because I don't have time.
Yeah, well, yeah, that too. But, you know, people used to, now it's Insta everything. You know, Insta Amazon, Insta this, Insta that. You know, it's all this quick, fast fashion. You know, it's Zara, not, my mother used to take me to Woolworths. Oh, God, I'm going back. And, you know, we used to go school shopping once a season. There was the summer or the back to school. And then there was, you know, the winter stuff that we needed. And that was it. And in the summer months, again, after the winter, the spring and summer, and started to get warmer, if the back to school stuff didn't fit, I got new stuff. If it fit, I had to wear that stuff. And, you know, we saved.
Get back, girl.
How long did it take you to raise your prices? Mina, it's not really how long time-wise. It was when my books started to become full. I'd say if you're booking 2 months out, if you're booking 8 weeks out, raise your prices.
I agree. And I have also another thing. I always say this, even to my husband. He always tries to find like the cheapest air condition, the cheapest take the walls. And let me tell you, in Spanish, they say lo barato sale caro. The cheap ends up more expensive.
Yeah.
Because you do it and then you got to do it again.
Yeah. Well, or have it removed and this.
Right.
And
but with what we do, which I always tell the people, when they say to me, you know what, it's too expensive, I say to her, you know what, honestly, maybe just come to a training and be a model, because it will still be better than
we always offer that too. Assumption's not a really good thing. We're talking from the artist side, but if you do have a school or an academy or something like that, you can always do that. Another thing too is in exchange for content. So we collect photos of people who, well, no, we collect them. It's not like I have a draw full, but we ask potential clients for photos, especially for lips. And let's just say these particularly gorgeous set of lips come flashing across my screen. And now, wait a minute. Think about it. You want something beautiful, something well done. They've got great skin. They've got a wonderful personality, and you need marketing material. You can strike a bargain at any point You know, I need video, I need I still do it. And I have been working for years, but I've had people send me just absolutely unbelievable, exquisite lips that I can't wait to get my hands on as an artist, that I'm like, hey, so listen, this is my pricing, but if you're willing to get on video, I would love to have you. And, you know, maybe I'll cut my price in half. Or, you know, there's always some kind of, you're the boss. You get to make your own rules when it comes to that kind of stuff. So that's another thing, especially for people saying.
Also, I love bartering, because then you don't even have to pay taxes on your income. I love bartering.
Yeah, me too.
I love it.
Well, come on. I mean,
it's for you. You do that for me. Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, it's an amazing thing.
When I did skincare, when I did facials, I used to do that with hair dress, nails. I always did it.
I still do it. I mean, we have beautiful art on the walls in the studio. Just absolutely exquisite. There's a beautiful painting of me in the studio that an artist did with wine. Guys, you need to check her out. It's Mercedes Bravo Wine Art. She's incredible. My phone keeps going black. But she wanted to take training, and she needed a little financial break, and I loved her art, and I was like,
oh, so you said, oh, that's so great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you saw the picture when you were in the studio. The one in the gilded gold frame. Yeah, she's incredible. So, you know, there's all sorts of things that you can exchange, that you can think about, that you can do. Maybe they offer something that you want. You know, there's the girls across the street from us here in Miami who do hair, and I desperately needed to color my very bad grays. And I was like, listen, I need a cut and color. Exactly. And she's like, no problem. I need brows. I'm like, done. She's like, cut and color on me for 6 months. I was like, cool. And we just exchanged. So, you know, never be afraid of that stuff. It's got value.
And then also actually brings you, like, people that are in the industry, it's really great. Like in the beauty industry, they could actually bring you clients as well, which is
Steve just yelled it from the other room. He said price versus value. Value is more important than price. Don't go undercutting the entire world, because that's not good for anybody. But, you know, understand that there's value to be exchanged.
You know, that happens to me with courses. People say, oh, you know, I could have a course. It's 5 days for less money, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I said, yeah, you get what you pay for. Yeah. It's always, I mean, it's not always. I shouldn't say that, because there are times that you could get a good bargain and it is a good deal. It is.
Yeah, it happens.
It does happen.
But I also have a room full of students every month who have taken 3 or 4 trainings, and they're losing their minds, and they've gotten, you know, into these hotels in the middle of, like, you know, whatever city with 200 people and some latex.
We said it at the same time. I said 100, you said 200. But yeah.
And they're like, I didn't learn anything. I'm like, yeah, I know.
Obviously. Yeah.
But you got a really big swag bag with glitter in it.
Nice.
You
could have bought that for like $100.
A couple of cents on the dollar. But it has logos on it.
Right. Stupid.
But when did you did your starting prices, sorry, I don't have my glasses on, did that include the touch-up, or did you charge extra? No, it did not. It did include my touch-up. When I first started, it was all included, because I needed those pictures. You need your healed results.
Important for the people to come back.
Yeah, and upcharging at that point made no sense. When I started charging for my touch-ups was when people weren't respecting my time. So I didn't really raise my price or charge. I just charged it separately. So
we can't hear you. Oh, okay.
Sorry. Just call them. Just call the desk. Sorry. The front desk was calling. But what I did was I split it. So people understood that second session had value and that they were only half done. Okay. You have keys? So that kind of helped with that a little bit. And then I was able to kind of go back to putting it all kind of initially up front. But that's another thing that you can do too, is that you can.
I guess she keeps getting the phone call. Awesome. I don't charge touch-ups, but if they cancel on me, I do then charge them when they come back. Yeah, I think it's really, really important to, especially at the beginning, you need to be able to see those clients back, because you learn from it. Like when the people come back, oh, the retention is like this, oh, I was too deep here or whatever. I think also they are walking around half done. I can't hear you. Who, guys, can you hear me? Type. Who can hear Claire? I think it's Carla, but can you guys hear me? I can't hear you. Ivan, can you hear me? Okay, you see they hear Claire. Can you? Yes, we hear Claire. They hear me. Oh, that's funny. We can't hear you, Carla. I don't know what happened. Maybe it's a sign that, you know what, I was trying to keep this live at like 45 minutes. Not this, like just like in general, but it always goes over because I love talking. But anyway, I was gonna ask her if she wanted to add something new. Yeah, not Carla. I know she got something going on. Oh, no. No. We're gonna finish it. We're gonna finish it. I'm gonna go and answer my students. I guess we're just gonna read her lips. That's funny. She does have nice lips. How far apart can we do for touch-up? I will be traveling to my home country to work a bit in my mom's salon for a month. So what can I do to ensure they get a better result? Well, you have to, Claire has to kick me out so I can get back in. How do I kick you out? Oh, here we go. Now I put my my wings up. Okay. The soonest you could do any touch up is 4 weeks. And if they're older, you have to even honestly wait longer. You have to. Otherwise, it's just gonna bleed. It's not good. It's not like the skin is not healed. What, you like this? You like my beauty angel wings? Use my filter, you guys. I'm making really cool filters. Here she is.
Hey, there we go.
What? Oh, I see now.
Can you hear me now?
When I was trying to kick you out, I put my logo.
I love that. I like that logo one. The other one makes me look like I got really bad, weird plastic surgery.
What?
Yeah, I feel it's a running joke.
So a new one is coming. A new one is coming.
I'm literally like the only person who can't use a filter on Instagram. Like Sheila and I have laughed so hard over this. Like Sheila has literally sent me her filters in test mode just to see how bad it makes it. It's like a running joke.
That's funny.
They make me look crazy. Thank you guys. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened when I answered the desk phone because they were bringing me up my dinner and just the whole thing went kerfuffle.
How do we get them? Are you talking about the filters? Like if you go to the profile, there's like a little, like a thing, like a little, I don't know how to.
All right. So when Claire uses it in the story.
Yeah, you could click to.
Just touch it. That's one way to do it. The other way to do it is if you go to your story and you want to make one, there's when you scroll down on the bottom where your filters are and go all the way to the right, or pull everything to the left, there's going to be a box with like a question mark. little circle with a question mark. You hit that, and then you can go in there and search for filters, and you could
I
probably.
think the easier part, I don't know if you know that when you go to a profile, like
Yep.
if you go to my profile, there's like a little header there.
Yeah.
Over there is like filters.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that one.
I just forgot what I think it looks like stars.
Yeah, I think
Star like a diamond shaped stars, and if you hit that, you will see how many filters that account has.
Yeah, you're right. You're 100% right.
I mean, this one that I'm using, the one that with the logos, this is in the official Beauty Angels one. You know, we have 2 official Beauty Angels one, and I have 2, and I'm making one more.
I love this one. I like the way it makes it, I like how it makes the background look out of focus. It's really
actually nice. You could do either. You could I like it not focus when I'm here, but I don't know how to do it when it's on the live. I don't know how to do it, but I was able to figure out to put the logos on.
Yeah, I'll make y'all laugh. I'm gonna try it right now. Let's see.
Oh, that's cute.
They make me look crazy.
I don't think so.
They make me look like I spent a night.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love it.
That's
nice. Oh, that's cute.
Make me look scary. I'm trying. Oh, I got my glasses on. I think. Oh, there we go. Shades makes me look nuts. Yeah. Actually, for some reason, live it's not as bad. This is one of the Beauty Angels ones. This one's not that bad.
That one you look very tan.
Yeah, I look very orange. I look like I am an Oompa Loompa. If I put my on, it's like really.
But orange. This one, the one that I have, that's lighter. That's lighter. Like I look pretty white in this.
Sheila's is pretty funny too. Like it makes me look like a drag queen.
Oh, stop it. You're beautiful. So wait, I have 1 or 2 more questions before we go. Hold on.
Anything.
What are some good tips for when a client is dissatisfied with your pricing? Oh, we already talked about that. Is there any advice that was given to you that helped you when you first started?
Oh, lots.
I didn't expect that.
Let's see. I think the best one I got lots of advice, some of it good and some of it not so good. I think the best one that I got was that you understand that this is a skill and it's art. And you know the technical details inside out, but all art must be practiced. Singers practice their voice. Artists practice their drawings. Tattooists practice their skill as well as their art. This is not something that you're going to find instant success in. It's going to have its ups and downs, and that is okay. I think that was the strongest piece of advice that I got.
And I also think, like, even with anything, there is a range of price.
Yeah.
Like, there is a painting you could buy for $50, and there's a painting you could buy for $50,000.
Yeah, I mean, somebody put
some of them you would look and you're like, why is this $50,000, right?
Somebody put a banana on a wall with duct tape and paid what, $500,000 for it? 120, 120,000. It was a banana with a piece of duct tape. It was 120,000.
That's what I'm saying. Carla, when did you know that it was the right time for you to start sharing your knowledge through teaching?
People kept begging me
for this too.
Honestly, when people kept begging me, teach me, and I was like, I don't really want to be responsible for teaching. I don't know if I'm ready. That's what pushed me to do it. And you know, there was a lot of misinformation going on out there, especially my first class was a dark looks class, and there was a lot of misinformation and disinformation going on. And Steve actually said to me, because I was really against kind of teaching it, and he said, well, you could either do it ethically and kind of debunk a lot of these myths going on around there, or you can sit back and just be frustrated with it. So that's what really pushed me into it, was that.
I have also a little bit of an advice. I feel like sometimes, especially in areas that there is not that many trainers and people don't know exactly what good work is,
Yeah.
or what the correct work is, they just go and start asking artists. I have a lot of students after learning 6 months later, 5 months later, and their work really is not there yet.
Yeah.
And one time, one of my students asked me, "Oh, you know what? A lot of people asking me to teach. I want to start teaching. What do you think?" And this is the one thing that I asked. And that this is one thing I beg all of you to ask yourself. Do you want to learn from you? Like,
Yeah.
do I want to learn from Claire?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Claire knows a lot. Like, you
If
probably
you can't answer the why and the why behind the how to everything you're going to teach a student, you should not be teaching.
But Carla, this is why I don't teach lips. I don't teach eyeliner.
Exactly.
I don't teach, a lot of things.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I don't teach SMP at all. But it's just dots. I do permanent makeup. It should be easy. Yeah, no. It's not. It's not. I've listened to Steve teach. I can't even tell you how many classes at this point, and I've probably taken them inadvertently just by being in the room. I can't answer.
I've taken so many lip classes. I have, but you know what? I don't have the knowledge that you have. You know, or some like my trainers have.
I
would never teach anything that I just would feel immoral taking somebody's money to give some mediocre knowledge.
Dark lips class and take my curriculum and learn it and then turn it into their class like weeks later. Yeah. And it's just ask yourself the honest question. Can you really truly answer people's questions? Mm-hmm. And are you getting into it for the right reasons? Because teaching is more than just giving someone your knowledge. It's a mentorship. And if you're just going to be, wham bam kind of thank you ma'am, that's not the education that this requires. I hold my students' hands as long as they need them held. And everybody who comes through my door, like Claire does with her beauty angels, like everyone is family. Everyone is family. And my door is always open. There's always a meal ready, and we can sit down and have a discussion and questions. And if you aren't willing and ready to put the time in after the class is over, the 3 day, the 5 days, the 1 day, the 2, whatever it is,
then you'll be successful.
Yeah, they're not going to be successful. And then they're going to be sitting in my class bitching about yours.
Right. True. Well, I love you so much.
More than
I can't believe that, we connected and that and you're a part of Beauty Angels. It's just I'm so happy. And I have so many people, they ask me, how come Carla is not teaching lips with Beauty Angels? I said, she will very soon.
I absolutely will. I need to sit down long enough. It is 9:30 at night. I haven't even eaten today, and my dinner is literally sitting here.
Go eat. Go do your dishes. Wait, how you feel about people that take your class and copy and pay? You know what, Ivan? That shit is gonna happen
all day, every day. Just expect it and get over it, because
it happened to me. One of my trainers did it. So I'm like, whatever, man. And you know what? No matter, and I didn't do it. I didn't want to do that. Like when I left Fibras, I'm like, I'm not copying this shit because I'm going to write all my own curriculum, everything myself.
At the end of the day, we all learn, right? We all somewhere. I didn't I didn't create permanent makeup. So the information and the knowledge that I have gotten over the years, and that I still continue to get, I continue to educate myself constantly. That becomes part of who you are. So at some point, people are taking your curriculum, right? Like it is you've learned the knowledge, you've earned the knowledge, you've worked with it, you've practiced it. That's, you know, there's that, and then there's I've literally just had people copy and paste my manuals. I actually had somebody take my description of my class and use it to describe their, like people have gone above and beyond for it, but you know what,
Carla, they can't be you. They can't be Claire.
Oh,
hi, Christina. They can't be Christina. This is the thing that people don't understand. You could take my freaking curriculum. You could take my manual, but you know what? You cannot replicate me.
No, and you know what?
This is how it is.
And you know, I have sent people to other educators and other trainers. You know, like, hey, you know, maybe this would be a different, you know, better fit if you take so and so's class. Like, I've absolutely done that. So, you know, it's just keep an open heart all the time. Stay in your own lane. Never criticize. Never tear anybody down, and you'll always succeed.
No, and anyway, with anything, like I always say, you always learn something.
Hey, love you too.
Huh?
Monique said hi.
Monique! Exactly. Authenticity by Beauty by Anna. There you go.
Anna,
you know what? People, this is what I always try to also tell the trainers, you know, but there's a trainer here, there's a trainer there, you know, it's not, I always said, listen to me. There's a trainer here, and I don't give a shit if there's 5 trainers right here.
I've had people call me and ask me, like, hey, listen, I'm a trainer and I train lips. Is it okay that I take absolute damn
cares? Like, I don't care.
Industry together.
The thing is, everybody gets what they deserve. Pepsi, I know. I love you, Ivan. He's the best. He's so funny. He calls me Pepsi. I don't know. Am I Pepsi? Isn't Coca-Cola better? I guess it's a choice, but I think that people need to understand that there is room for everybody. People gonna, you know, like me, and they're gonna come learn from me, or they're gonna go learn from the next door neighbor or whoever. Just what it is, and
fickle place, and
or both, both. Coke. He says Coke.
I don't know, Ivan.
That's okay. I know Fibra House is Coke. It's no problem. I don't have a problem. And you know what, Carla? I decided to go publicly, go tell the full story of Claire Rosenberg and
wow,
uncensored. I'm gonna
the book.
I'm gonna tell it. I'm gonna tell it.
Netflix series.
Netflix series. I love that. Sex life.
Exactly.
Sex
That's
life.
the greatest show in the world. Anyway, I'm gonna go eat dinner, guys.
Love you so much, and
questions for
me. Thank you so much for joining me.
Huh?
Thank you so much for joining me.
Always. I love you more than anything. You know, I just get to hang out with you. You know, it's just us. I would have done this.
You know, I was in Miami and I was like thinking, I just was so few hours this past weekend. I'm like, Carla, we should stop by at Carla. Scott was saying we should stop by at Carla. But I had my kids. But next time I'm gonna come. Bye.
Sounds good. Bye.